everyone, I hope that you're doing well. Today I'm going to be filming my kind of regular monthly April flip through or journaling recap. I'm very sorry about the lighting. I don't think it's too bad now, but it's kind of coming and going. It's very cloudy, it's very dark. The weather has been trying to sabotage everything I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, and I'm afraid it's not going to be much better next week. And I don't have any other date this week where I could film this. And I really just want to talk about all of these pages because I think it's been a very nice month journaling wise. So I've done my best to set it up all right in camera, and I'll do my best to make it look okay in post. I just hope it doesn't look too grainy because my ISO at the moment is like 1600. So we're just hoping. So for those who aren't familiar with my journaling system, I'm going to do a very brief introduction about the system as a whole, with like all of the different notebooks, and then go through each of them individually and update you on what I've done in them this month. So for planning, I use Hobonichi weeks. This is the Tower of the Sun weeks. I'm so happy that I chose this design. I'm so happy with my Hobonichi choices for the year. They're so cute. And I use this as like my general planner. Then I have the Hobonichi HON. This is an A6 book for memory keeping and daily journaling. I'll talk more about it later, but I think both aspects are kind of as important as each other. So I don't necessarily write in here every day. Sometimes I do catch up on like a few days at once, but I think it's both important for me to have it when I need to write on the daily to kind of reflect on what happened and make sure I remember what's going on. But also it's just as important for me to have a place to look back at what happened in the past weeks or months, and it's why I stick a lot in here as well. So I think kind of the two aspects of the book are kind of as important as each other. And then I have a traveler's notebook regular size insert. I use inserts from Wanderings just because those are easier for me to get than the actual traveler's notebook ones, and I really like the craft cover, and the grade is like a nice soft grey, and the pages are a nice cream. I don't like stark white pages, so I use this as my journal. So any kind of like personal journaling entry, any reflection on journaling, any reflection on my artwork, planning for videos, anything of that kind goes in here. And then I have a Moleskine pocket notebook that I just kind of carry with me around, and I keep on my desk when I'm home to use as like on-the-go notes. It's like the alternative to post-it notes because I always end up losing post-it notes. So I put it in here instead so I can't lose it, or I'm less prone to losing it than I am with post-it notes. And then this month, kind of the new thing, which I already briefly introduced last month, but I'm feeling a bit more settled in here, is an A5 rings binder that I'm using as my Commonplace book. So quotes from books, articles, anything of that kind, like research, goes in this book. This is not something that I have to like keep up with. It's more of a growing collection of ideas and thoughts and things that I can come back to and reflect on. And I'm really happy with how I've set this up. I'm going to go more in depth about it in a moment. But this is kind of like the fifth element to the system. It's a lot of notebooks, I'm very well aware. And when I see them all together, I'm always like, okay, my little chain here is about to come off. I'm just going to do a very quick thing before we end up with beads literally all over. Thank you. Okay, that will be a problem for later me to fix. When I see them all together like this, I'm like, this is so much. But I like keeping things separate. I would not like to have everything in one book. I think I would not find anything. I like being able to work in different sizes, and I think the notebooks that I have for each category of journaling, or like for each type of journaling, fits that very well at the moment. And I also I don't know how to explain it, but like I don't keep up with these every day. Like I maybe write on the Commonplace once a week. And like in the journal, I'm writing whenever I feel like it. The only things that I kind of keep up with on a more regular basis are the memory keeping book, which I check into at least like twice a week, if not every day. But like sometimes, you know, you've just had a long day, you come home, the last thing you want to do is like sit down and do anything. You just want to go to sleep. So in that case, like I'll journal about the day, the next day or the day after, or whenever I have time really. And then the planner, obviously I check in kind of daily to make sure I know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go through them kind of in the order I normally do. So I'll start with a pocket notebook just because that's like the quickest. I'm nearly done with it. I think I am going to finish it either this month or next month. But I don't know where I left off last month. This was last month because this was early April because this is when I took an exam very early in April. I had some exam notes in here. Just some things that I wanted to make sure to go over and like a couple of definitions that I wanted to be able to read through again like right before the exam. So I put them in here. So this would be easier to get out compared to like the entirety of my notes to then have to look through for all of these. So I got a couple of pages of that. Packing list, probably to go home. Revision to do, revision plans. Meal plan, so I knew what to buy for like my shopping list. Sometimes I do this kind of like timetable for the week. I can do this in Google Calendar, and I like using Google Calendar because that syncs up to my university calendar. So like lectures automatically sync up, so I know where they are, if they've been moved. We normally get notified from the professors, but like just in case. But it's kind of nicer to be able to do it on paper and to be able to scribble on it, and then at the bottom I can kind of start writing down what I could potentially do within each day, so then when I go to actually plan the week and my weeks, it's easier to know where to put what. And then some things that I wanted to talk about in the video, things that I needed to pack last week, I think, or things I needed to do, not sure. And then just some blank pages at the end. So this is a very boring one, but you know, easiest one to get out of the way. The weeks I think has some nice spreads this month. So we're gonna start, this is the last week of March, so this is the last you will have seen, and then we start with April. I designed some stickers at the beginning of April. They are on my shop. I made a yellow version initially, and then I realized that May in the Hobonichi in the HON is pink for the month. Not May, April. Getting my months confused. It's pink, and the yellow designs that I'd done didn't really match very well with it, so I went ahead and I recolored it in pink as well, so both versions are available together. But the yellow ones fit really well with the cream tone paper of the weeks, I think. So I think this might be my favorite spread for the month. I really like it. And I think this was a very good weather week, the first two, and then it's just been terrible from then, which I'm not a fan of. This week, one of my own stickers again, and the rest are Atelier ones, I think. Just, you know, very usual setup. I always do the same thing, where I just have my weekly to-do list and mood tracker on one side, and I have this split up by like category, so art and filming stuff, university stuff, and then like personal things. At the bottom, sometimes I have a filming list, sometimes I have a list like here of notes that I want to go through. I need to update this actually. And then day specific tasks or like appointments. If I have anything booked in like for the gym and stuff like that, I put it in the actual day section. These stickers are from my friend Ness. I'll also leave her like all of the sticker links and all of the artists that I mentioned will be linked in the description if you're interested. These are stickers from Marigona Silly. This was a bit of a plainer week. I think it was a very busy week. So, but like it was a busy week in like the lab and with uni things. So I mostly keep track of uni stuff digitally. So I didn't have as much to write here, and then just very quiet weekend. So I didn't have any appointments to write in. I did actually go to the lab here, so we can cross that off. I keep forgetting to draw in my mood. I also keep forgetting to track my mood at the weekend, really. But I also keep forgetting to draw in the lines. I mention it every month, and every month I don't go back and do all of the previous ones. Because it takes so long, because then I have to wait for the page to dry before moving on to the next one. And then this week. I went for a blue theme, which I don't normally do, but because it's so grey and rainy, I thought it would be fitting. These 3 are stickers from Megan Rhiannon. They're like her spring stickers, I think. This is a little dot sticker I think I got from Stationery Pal, and then this is from my Van Gogh set from Pepin? I can never remember what the shop name is. I got it in France, but again, will be linked below. So that's the current week. I like kind of a busier week. I think like this one, I really, really like. This one too. But overall, I think it was a good month in the weeks. And then at the back, I always have like my usual things. This is the previous one. So I'm like still in the March, April, May section. So I have like some uni plans and my wish list and just like ongoing notes I keep at the back. I updated my artwork tracker. So I just have like my the date that I worked on the artwork and what I made. Just so I have a bit of an idea of what I've been doing. And also actually, I don't know. Yeah, I decorated my calendar for April a little bit, which I hadn't done yet this year. And then I tagged with my YouTube or like work tag, like sticker dot, when I posted videos. And then May is just very plain. And then I've started putting in exam dates for June and July. That'll be a nightmare, but a problem for another day. So then getting to the more fun stuff, I have my journal. I've got some tags and some bits in here that I need to decide what to do with, but I haven't done that yet. Again, I have one of my Van Gogh stickers and one of my own stickers on the cover. I started this book this month. I actually forgot to put down the key. So I'll do that eventually, but when I finished my old book, I kind of immediately had to start writing about something else, and I don't really like writing on the first page because I wanted to set up the key, so I left that blank and I started writing on the next page, and then, you know, it just went on from there. That's actually a page that I didn't necessarily want to show the entirety of, so I'll kind of cover it up, but I did want to show you this little bit because I think this is really cute. I just have like a tea bag. Not a tea bag, but like the paper wrapping of a tea bag. It's one of the Muji ones. A little daisy that I picked up at the park and one of my own stickers, and I thought it was very cute decoration. And then the rest of it I can't show you. Bought a skirt from Muji, so I kept the tag. That's like what the rest of it is in here, so I can probably throw that away. And then I was talking probably about some artwork, so I put a picture in here. I've started printing some pictures a bit bigger again, which I think is really nice. I think they just fit so much better in here. I feel like there's so much reflection on these pages. There's so much like glare. There's no light, but the pages look too white. I don't know how to set up the camera to make it better. Sorry. One thing that I have started doing in this book that I didn't do in my previous journals was tag every entry with the date. I have a date stamp that I got from Stationery Pal last year, and I started using it. I think that's quite nice. I'm still a bit confused about where to put the sticker dots because I kind of like them more on the right hand side, but I'm used to putting them on the left hand side, so I don't know, still figuring that out. Some more pictures, some more writing, diddle doodle. I don't know if that was a plan for a painting or what. But I've been writing in here quite often, which has been really nice. You may remember that I've been kind of not in the best place with this journal like so far this year, and I think the previous one that I completed in March was really not feeling very comfortable. Like it wasn't feeling like home, like journals normally do. This one is feeling a lot nicer, and I've just been reaching for it a lot more. Put some inspiration for stickers. See, like Heroes writing 3 days in a row and then a couple of days later again. So it's just been a lot nicer. I've been reaching for this book a lot more. Obviously, like, it's not an infinite number of pages. It's like, what, 10 pages for the whole month? But it's 10 pages that I really like, and that felt really good to write in, which is much more than I can say for the previous book. And also just, I think, obviously because I'm writing in here nearly every day, majority of my thoughts go in here, and so I don't need this external space as much. But I'm really happy with how this is going. It's definitely not just gonna take me like a month and a half to fill like old books used to last year before I started using the HON, but I think it's been a much more enjoyable experience, and I'm just really happy about that, to be honest. Had to adjust the light again. I hope it's a bit better again. So then for the HON, I think April was a really nice month. Like, I really like how it looks. Even though for the last week, like between yesterday night and the night before, I had to catch up on the entirety of last week, which was the last week of the month. I don't know what happened. I just fell off track with it. I honestly did not even realize. I just think it was a very inspired week. I was very busy painting and doing other things, and I didn't really reach for my journal as much, which I think is okay, but I did want to go back and backfill things. I think there is another blank page halfway through the month at one point that I don't know what happened there, and I haven't been able to backfill because I don't know what to write. So whenever I have like a nice picture, maybe I'll print it out and put it in there, but for now it's just blank. At the beginning of the month, I have my art making calendar as usual. Again, this is a sticker from Megan Rhiannon. I managed to do some art making 11 days out of 30 this month, which is still decent. I'd like for it to be a little bit more than like 50%, but you know, it's fine. But I did do, just out of curiosity, I went back and looked through all of my art trackers for the year so far, and like summed up all of the days, and I have been making art a little bit over every other day, so like more than 50% of the time, so I'm really happy with that. Started the month, I was designing some stickers, the ones that I mentioned, and then I used them in here a little bit. These are the yellow ones that I originally designed, and then when I started sticking them in here to take pictures of, is when I realized that they did not match the pink. So then for the rest of the month, I did actually use the pink ones. These are a couple of pictures that I took, made a matcha, and then I went out to run some errands, and this is a really pretty place in Turin that I always, there's nothing to do in there, but it just kind of connects two squares, but I always pass through there when I can, and there's a bookshop that I go to quite often very near it, so I was at the bookshop and I did that. I think this is when I picked up If We Were Villains. No, this is when I finished up If We Were Villains. I should write it here at the top. I did do it towards the end of the month, but I should kind of go back and write, you know, started reading X, finished reading X, just because I think that gives a bit more context to it. And then March reading wrap up. It was the first month that I started reading again after, and like really enjoying it. I've kind of been in readers block for many years, at least for like the entirety of my university years so far. And I think March was just a very good reading month. I read Good Omens, I reread Donald Tartt's The Secret History, and I read If We Were Villains. So I took a picture of that I posted on Instagram, and I wanted to put it down there too. That sticker is one of my Inktober stickers. I put it on there just because I felt like it fit the dark theme very well, like the darker photos. I can not avoid printing pictures of my cat every once in a while. She's too cute. And then we went out for pizza. I think this was maybe like the Friday night. So put that there. This was also exam day, the one where I was using the notes in the pocket notebook that I showed you earlier. Picked up some new tea, so I always try to keep one of the wrappings when I try a new tea and put it in there and like write my thoughts about it. I really like this one actually. It's a very nice like mid-afternoon tea, and so then I tried to match the stickers to it. These are both from Stationery Pal. I think they're the deco stickers. They're not Sous Atelier, but like they're like that similar small sticker style. a lot of writing. Made pancakes on the Monday morning, and then this was dinner. I don't do this kind of layered thing a lot, but I thought that was kind of cute. These pancakes were very good. Day in the lab. My days in the lab are always like, I don't know what to write about because I've just spent 8 hours working on the same thing over and over again. So I try to like write more about what I'm thinking, if I'm watching videos or like catching up with someone videos in particular, that kind of thing. Went out for dinner with some friends. There's this really, really cool place called Flower Burger that makes really good vegan burgers, and they have all coloured bread for the burgers. And they had a new one, so we wanted to go out and try it. And then I also made muffins, so I had to document that little painting. I think I had a bigger picture of this that I took on the same day in the journal. And also I was reading Babel at the time. And then I don't normally take pictures of myself, but I really liked these braids that I had with the bows. Kept them for a couple of days, so I wanted to put in a picture of that, and then another picture of my cat. This was so funny because it was like one of the first warm days, and normally, because she spends a lot of her day outside, but then she always sleeps inside with us. Normally, like, because the door was open, I was expecting her to be out in the garden, and I couldn't find her, and I was like, oh, she's in the neighbor's garden, it's fine. And then I came inside, and she was just laying like that on the sofa, and it was very funny and adorable, and I took a picture, and I had to print it. This is the blank page that I was talking about. We visited... we did it was a bit of a weird thing because it was not really like a visit to the typewriter factory, but it was more like a history of the Olivetti factory, but it was like a walking tour. So we walked like through the city and they showed us various parts of like where the factory was and stuff like that, but it wasn't so much about the typewriters, which is what they made. It was more about like the history of the company in general. Still very interesting, and I got a cute picture out of that, so I put that down. Again, don't know what happened here, so for now it's blank. But there's no other blank pages in the book so far, and I haven't even left any like half blank pages, so I kind of want to go back and fill this because it feels weird to just have one. More pictures. This was edited a bit weird. I think I took out a bit too much yellow from it, but it's fine. These are the pink stickers that I was talking about. These match a lot nicer, I think. Some painting and first ice creams of the season, even though we're like bundled up with scarves because weather has been terrible. But our local ice cream place, like near uni, had a really special ice cream for the month that was very good, so we had to go and try it. And then some more stickers. Here I think I cropped this from a video thumbnail actually. I did not last week, the week before. I did like a 15-minute gouache painting on Friday. Getting my days mixed up. That I really liked, so I wanted to kind of document that, and I think like the colors all match, which I think is cute. And then this was this past week, so from here pretty much until the end of the month, well, not really, from here until like the 28th, I caught up in like a couple of evenings. I actually got my days wrong because in the at the very beginning, like in the calendars, you do get the days written in English. I have the Japanese version of the HON. But then in the actual daily pages you don't, you only have the number, and I got them mixed up. I thought this was the Sunday and this was the Monday, when really this was Saturday, this was Sunday, and then this was Monday, and I wanted to put this picture on Monday because that's when I painted this painting and when I took the picture. And then this I also took on the Monday, but I thought I'll just put it on the Sunday because, you know, there's not a lot going on there. But I got that messed up, and so days are wrong. I also wrote that I started reading Earthflown on the 20th, when really I started on the 21st. I finished Babel on the 20th, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I just put an arrow there, and I just wrote over here a little intro saying that I accidentally missed a week of journaling, and I think here I wrote down the fact that I messed up my days, and that's fine. Not a big deal. You know, when I look back at this in 5 years' time, it's not going to matter whether things were a day off for a few pages, you know? I'm missing a picture here because I forgot to print it. I think it was pizza, or like I made parmigiana. I'm not sure what it was, but apparently made a nice dinner and had a picture to stick in here. I thought to switch things up a bit. I normally ignore the secret line and just write all the way through, but I thought for a couple of pages I wouldn't, and I would just do the 2 sections. I think here I was talking about 2 different things, and then there's another page later on here where I just continue what I was talking about, just to break up the page in a bit of a different way. I really like this sticker. I think that's so cute. This is a little cutting from this bouquet that I have on the side that I'm drying out. I picked this up on Thursday, which was the 25th, and I thought I would stick it in, and then, like, it's so cute. I really like it, but this is the book situation. It's not practical to write in already, and it's only April. I really don't know what it's gonna be like at the end of the month, and I should not stick in something so thick as like a branch of flowers, but I thought it was cute, so I did anyways. If I can't write in it come like August or September time, that'll be a problem for you know, future me to fix, and worst case scenario, I can get the second half of the avec and keep writing in there. I'd like to avoid doing it, but I always know that like that's a possibility, and I don't want to restrict the use of this book as a just in case. And then cute picture with the flowers that I bought and the painting I did that day. This was really funny. I had a short day in the lab, and then Mallory, which is my best friend and housemate, was over in the car, drove over with the car. We normally travel by train, but because he picked me up on my way out of the lab, and then we went to get lunch together. But the only place that we could get lunch was a mall, or like the shopping center. And we did not realize that most people, because the 25th was a national holiday and that was Thursday, most people also had the Friday off, and so the shopping center was so packed we had to get pizza and eat it in the car. Very good pizza though. Update, I was talking about some videos that I've been watching, some things that I want to try for my own videos, and then again same thing with the new tea that I tried out. This is another Muji tea. It's rosehip, lemon balm and hibiscus. It's so good. Would never have thought Muji teas to be so good, but I've been drinking their chamomile, peppermint and thyme one for a couple of years, and I love it, and I recently discovered they have other ones, so I had to try it. Here I put down a quote. I think I found this that's like an Instagram account that I follow that shares like literature bits every day, and I think I found it from there. I really liked it, so I copied it down, and it was like too short to really like put in my Commonplace, so I put it in here instead. I should tag it with my Commonplace sticker dot, and then more writing, and then this is the end of the month, the last day of the month. I've already got May set up with my art tracker, put a little piece of washi tape because I thought the colors were nice. I did put it upside down, but we're going to ignore that. And then this was yesterday. My parents actually came over to visit a photography exhibition, and I went with them, and I got one of the like flyers that they had, so I put a picture from that in here, and then on the other side there was a bit of an explanation, so I stuck it down on the back. And I think that's a really cute page with like the flap in the middle, and then this is today. Overall, a very cute month. I am very worried about the bulk though. I will say that, like, it's a lot. I should probably be more careful with it, but I also don't want to be. You can very much tell that it's bulking all at the bottom because that's where I stick most of the pictures, but it's fine. The way I'm kind of handling things is most of the time when I'm writing on the right hand side, it's not a big deal, but if I'm writing on the left hand side, I'll put my pencil board like a couple of pages under the one that I'm writing on. So say I was writing on this page, I'd put it a couple of pages under, so that evens out things a little bit. But I don't know for how much longer that'll be okay. So I'll see. I'll do all of May and I'll do all of June, and I think that will be okay. And then I'll kind of assess things in June and decide if it's really so bad that I need to get the avec, because I wouldn't want to just have like 2 months in a separate book, you know, like for 2 months I can suck it up and I can finish writing in here, even though it may be uncomfortable, but we'll see. I really like the fact that it's so chunky though, like it looks so cute. I think it's very cool. The cover is also getting a bit bent, but that's fine. And then last but definitely not least, we've got the Commonplace. I'm gonna take a sip of water and then we'll go through this. Okay, so first of all, the cover is a cover from Mull Paper. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. I got it from their Etsy shop. I'll also leave that linked below. I really liked it just because it kind of had everything that I wanted. It was a black cover. It's got a magnetic closure. Would have been fine with a button as well, but the magnet is very handy. It's got gold rings and then pockets, like small pockets at the front and a big pocket behind it, and then also a big pocket at the back, if I can get to that. There we go. And then it does have a pen loop, but I don't really use pen loops. I don't like them. So that's not really like a good point for me. I don't really care for it, but it's fine. So the way that I'm using this is quite simple. Like, it's very similar to the way I use my index cards archive for art ideas. This is just a collection of writings from other people, basically. It's also divided by sections. I'm keeping pictures here at the front. Some of it is like fan art, some are quotes that I want to put in there eventually. This is the actual illustrations from one of the books that I read this month. But I still need to write my review for that, so I'm keeping them there for now. And I just have it separated in sections with some dividers that I made myself. These are just hole punched watercolor paper, 300 GSM, very simple. I did want to paint these, but I wasn't sure what to paint on them. Like, everything that I could think to paint didn't really match the vibe of the section that it was kind of introducing. So I ended up leaving them blank, and I kind of like them as they are for now. So first section is like my language section. I have, first of all, the book is A5. The pages are A5. The cover is like bigger than that, because obviously there's a bit of a border around it. They're 5mm grid. I got the paper from Amazon because I had no idea where else to get 6-hole grid paper, but I really like it because the grid is a really light grey and the pages are also not like stark white, they're kind of cream. And I've start my pages with the title. I've kind of, within each section, I've kind of divided it based on like more specific topics. So I have a title that I've also put on the side, and then I've also put it in the numbering here. I thought I would number the pages here in the center because I'm not going to write anything else in here, while if I did it on one of the, like either the top or the bottom of the margin, maybe I'll write over it. And I just write down like the title and the number of the page, and then like there's nothing on the back, so that's not numbered. But for this one, this is like a whole section on translation. So these are a couple of different quotes. So I have this numbered on translation 1 with a couple of different quotes, and then I write at the top who wrote that quote or whatever it is, like that article. And then this is on translation 2, and then these are all quotes that I copied from Babel, which is a book that I read recently, and they were very pertinent to the same topic, so I kept them in the same section, if that makes sense. It makes a lot more sense in my head than what it looks like it does when I'm explaining it. But basically I just kept going with the numbering, and this is like on translation 3, and I did put Babel in parentheses just so I kind of know. I've been putting some pictures here and there. I do need to go back and like comment my thoughts on a bunch of these, but copying all of these out took a couple of weeks, and so I haven't really had much time to do anything else in here, but it's fine. Like, this is a slow progressing book. It's not something that I really want to work on every day, or like that I have the time to work on every day, but it's more of an archive to slowly build over years, ideally. And then this is a really lovely article or like excerpt from a book, but it was also published on the New York Times, about why do we and why should we study languages. I think that's it, or no, actually that's not it. This was just from an excerpt from a book. I don't know where I found it. There's another one. It's a longer one though, that is the excerpt from a book that was also published on the New York Times that I want to print out because I'll have to spend like 3 hours copying it down otherwise. But I'm figuring out pagination, and that is melting my brain slightly, so I haven't done that yet. And then I just finished at the top of a page, and I'm just gonna, if I have anything else to do with this section, I'll keep writing from there, basically. My divider, and then the next section is all about nostalgia. Again, I have it divided in topics. It's like, I feel like the division is kind of personal. Like, it makes sense to me. I don't know if it would make sense to other people, but it's fine. Again, more quotes from Babel. I had a lot of quotes that I highlighted from that book. A lot of them were just like general, so I have them at the end together with my book reviews, but then some were pertinent to the other sections that I have in here, so I copied them in the respective sections. And again, when I'm like copying quotes from a book, I'll write the book title at the top, but then after each quote, I'll write the page that it's from, just so if I then have to reference it, I can go back and do that. And then this is a poem from Savannah Brown. I read one of her poetry collections over the summer, and I really like it. I had this in one of my old journals, and I wanted to copy it in here. And then this is another poem that I read at a photography exhibition that I saw yesterday, and I wanted to copy it. It was, the original was in like a dialect, like a local dialect, so I copied down the translation, and then I realized I also had a picture of the original one, so I wrote that down, and then I wrote where it was from, like what exhibition I saw it in. And then I have my book reviews at the end. I have been really enjoying having like all of this space, because I don't have any other A5 books. I've been really enjoying having all of this space to put pictures down, especially for book reviews. I like to then also put in some fan art that I like and stuff, and then I have the credits for it at the bottom. So I have my Good Omens book review, the Secret History review. These are pages that I made before I had this cover, when I was using the Muji 20 whole paper with a 2-ring binder, so then I had to transfer them over, and I filmed the segment this morning showing how I did that, so it'll be in one of the weekly videos. I'll leave that linked in the cards if you want to check that out. But basically I just taped the perforated edge with white washi tape and then hole punched over that, and it worked great. So I have the Secret History review, and then after that I have some blank space. I'm not going to put anything else on the back of this because it's just like the end of my review, but if I then like maybe reread the book again, because I tend to reread books a lot, like over various years, but I do come back to the books I like a lot. This was already a second reread for me. I have more space to write, or if I just maybe like see something somewhere that reminds me of it, that I want to add something, and like I want to add something here, I can do that. And then I have a whole bunch of pages about quotes that I copied from the book. So these are the first pages that I actually made when I first started trying out the rings system. So I was writing down the page number in the margin, and again I just have like some cute collages and fan art of various kinds. And that's just a whole bunch of quotes, again leaving this blank. And then I have my If We Were Villains review. I think I'm going to keep doing this from now on, where I write it down, the number of stars I gave it when I read it, and then number of pages of the book. And then I always start them with the cover in the top right corner. So because I obviously have the title at the top, but like when I'm flipping through it, this is easier to see visually. Another really lovely fan art, and then my Babel review page, which I have yet to write, and then all of my more general Babel quotes that I didn't really want to put in like the other sections because they didn't make sense there. That's a lot. That took a lot of time to write. And then my Earthflowing review page, which is the last book I've read, that I also have to go back and write about because I haven't done that yet, but I was busy copying down quotes from Mabel. And then I have a last divider just to separate the blank pages I still have. I got 3 stacks of paper when I bought them, and I just put an entire one in here. I think I can definitely fit another one. I don't know if I can fit 2 more, but that will be a problem for another day. It's not something that's happening anytime soon. But I just keep some entirely blank pages in here. And then every once in a while, I'll draw my margins on a bunch of pages. So I have them kind of ready to use. And then I used to keep, until this morning, I was keeping my old pages that I couldn't put in here directly, here in the back pocket. But I guess it's useful if I had like something bigger to stick in that didn't fit in here or something like that. And that's about it. So that's like my April recap. I think it was a very good month for journaling. I got that stuck at the end. I think it was a good month for journaling. I'm really happy to be finally having a good time in this journal again because I haven't for a while. It was also just a very good month art-wise and inspiration-wise, and I think it kind of shows through the pages. I can kind of feel that when I look back at them. I am thinking now I'm going to keep working on some more stickers to use for the next couple of months. So again, I can have cute stickers that fit the theme of the month, like the color. I'll make some green ones for the next couple of months. And that's about it, really. That's kind of the last of what I wanted to share. But it's been a good month journaling-wise, and I hope you enjoyed the pages. I think the pages in the Commonplace and the pages in the HON were very beautiful this month, which I'm very happy with. And I'd like to know, as always in the comments, I always like to use these videos as like a catch up with other people as well. How has your journaling been going? Have you made any changes to your system over the month? Is there anything that you want to like share? Any like cool updates? I'd really love to hear that. And with that, again, I'm very sorry about the lighting, which was all over the place in this video. I hope it didn't bother you too much, and I hope that you're having a really lovely day. I guess we'll catch up next month with the May wrap up. I cannot believe we're already in May. But I think flipping through the HON especially kind of makes it more tangible. It's like, oh my god, it's already May, but then it's like I flip through this and I can really see like, yes, it is, but you've done a lot in the past 4 months. They've not just gone by and you can't remember them, or like you feel like nothing's happened. It's been very helpful. It's been very nice to have. Yeah, I hope you're well. I'll see you soon. Bye.